This is a very special episode that I think we all need. Certainly, we are aware of what has been happening in the world, overwhelmed with media, social media, mixed feelings of hope, followed by dread, doom and fear, then replaced with excitement, wild emotional swings, and we expect that to continue and even heighten in the coming weeks. What do we do in times like these? Today, we want to give you the specific things you can do to care for yourself and those you love.
Would it be okay if I were to tell you that I am afraid someday? So I call you up and you call me down. Would it be okay?
Well, hello, beloved, and welcome to the FreedHearts podcast. My name is Robert Cottrell, and I'm here as always with
Susan Cottrell.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome, everyone. Again, this is we're so glad you're here. Connect with us at freedhearts.org, and just a couple of things you want to check off. We are a listener-supported podcast. Please support us if you can. There's a support this podcast link on whatever platform you're on, and because we rely completely on the gifts of people like you to fund everything we do. You don't hear any ads or anything like that. We don't have corporate and foundation support. It's all because of you, listener supported. Mm-hmm. Please take a moment to subscribe or follow on your favorite platform if you haven't already done that. And also on your favorite platform, please give us 5 stars. That does mean more than you know in the grand algorithms of our life right now. And again, connect with us if you have some ideas as we are about to take this break, and we'll talk about that in a second. If you have things you would like, some feedback you want to give us, things you want us to talk about, email us. We would absolutely love to hear from you. And email us at podcast@freedhearts.org. Okay, so again, we do want to remind you again that we are taking a break and pausing new episodes here on the podcast beginning next week. This is our last episode until we come back from the break. And this is going to be a time for us to reset, to refresh, to be together, yay, to be with family, yay, to listen to Spirit for details, yay. As we plan and develop new content, new episodes, and other really exciting projects. We got a lot of things going on, really exciting. And there's something else we got to do in about a month. What is that, Susan? Vote.
Oh, vote.
Yeah, so don't forget to vote, people. And it's going to be and don't forget to, just a little aside here, don't forget to care for yourself. We're going to talk, that's what this episode is about. But over the next month, just be careful of doom scrolling and just be aware of all this as it ramps up and gets super intense and nervy and fearful and all that kind of stuff. Just care for yourself. And we'll talk a lot about that today. That's what this episode is for. But so shortly after Thanksgiving, we'll resume with brand new episodes featuring some fresh, relevant content. We're really excited. And we're going to focus back on affirming inclusive messages and podcast episodes. It's been necessary for us to deeply, truly deconstruct the core issues that often get in the way of someone being fully affirming or in the way of someone knowing that they are truly loved. You have to deal with that religious baggage. And thank you for listening. And we've heard such incredible feedback from you out there. It's been life-changing for so many to go to do this deep dive into deconstruction.
Into the deep construction of the teaching of contempt, too.
Exactly. Yeah. And there are those of you out there who might have kind of had your fill of the heavy deconstructing. I want to say deeply thanks for staying with us. Please keep listening. I think you'll love the things we have coming up, and this is like a refresh button for you as we get back to our heart, which is love, affirmation, and inclusion. Our tagline, our mission statement is freeing hearts to love and be loved. And we're going to actually do an episode about what it means to have a freed heart coming up soon. So we treasure being on this beautiful journey together. We really do. And also a reminder that during this break, we're going to be sharing our top episodes of all time. And you can look for those on social media, mainly Facebook, and probably also Instagram and Threads. But look for those on Facebook primarily. And remember, we're back with brand new episodes together again, back after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So, and we are
Perfect.
really thankful and grateful for you.
Yes.
So certainly we're aware of what's been happening in the world. I mean, who can't be right now? Overwhelmed with media, with social media, with feelings of hope, and then dread and doom and fear, and then excitement, and then back to everything else. And it's just these wild emotional swings depending on the mood and the news of the day and the direction we think things are going. And I not only expect that to continue, but even heighten to maybe a level we've never seen before in the coming weeks. So we want to encourage you, again, as we said, first vote, please, and encourage your like-minded family and friends to vote. It's really, really important. So we wanted to talk today about what do we do?
Yeah.
What do we do in times like these?
But we want to encourage you to care for yourself and talk about how you might do that.
Yeah.
How can we find peace in the midst of chaos, routine, meditation, self-care? Where can we find strength when other areas seem to be failing? Eternal truths, reminding ourselves of those and the bigger picture of loving ourselves and loving others. What can we focus on? Love above all else, ourselves and others.
Yeah. Sometimes the idea of loving other people can get it's so overwhelming, and we've said this before, but you can love the next person you're in front of. You know, that's often the best thing you can do. So, and don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. And remember that in days like these, in times like these, we have to remember that there have always been times like these. And I know it can feel, there's a whole articles about how the millennials and maybe Gen X are like spending all their savings and partying hard, harder than ever because they just feel doomed, and I know it can feel overwhelming and the threats feel absolutely real. And some of them are, a lot of them are absolutely real. But I also think, as an older person, I think about what people, and just go with me on this for a moment here, what people must have felt like during the Civil War.
With brother against brother.
Yeah, and especially, imagine if there was social media during the Civil War and a 24-hour news cycle. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We would not, it did rip a country apart, but we have, that's one thing going on today that makes this seem overwhelming is we have this 24/7 news, have to have a headline, have to get you to click, social media posts, everybody sharing everything. And it's so easy to have this get way too out of hand. But think about what did people feel during the Civil War or the Great Depression with huge unemployment numbers and soup lines.
Yeah.
Or World War II in London when bombs were falling on your city, in your neighborhood.
Maybe on your house you didn't know.
Yeah, every day.
Yeah.
And there are many other examples. And I'm sure that many felt like they would not make it through, that they, their family, their community, the world would not recover. But it did. And beloved, it will. Please don't lose hope.
So today, our focus is to suggest some simple ways you can care for yourself. Like beyond the bubble bath and massage, which are always great also. But these are rando things that I do or sometimes I just think about doing them for my own love and self-care.
Yeah, these are really good, by the way.
Yeah.
These are really good. And you do a really good job of taking care of yourself.
I've really gotten deliberate about that, intentional about that. Yeah.
So I think we have some things planned and some things that we've decided. Again, that's why we're taking this break in part is self-care. But I think you have to be intentional because it's so easy to sit there and just get overwhelmed. So These are simple ways you can care for yourself.
Because the work always calls you. Whatever the need to make money, whatever it is, always calls you. The self-care is quieter. And so you have to listen more intently and take it more seriously. It's kind of like the quiet child usually doesn't get the response.
Yeah.
And so you have to listen and respond.
And these are things you can do. These are things you could suggest and even do with those you love. You know, care for you and care for those you love. Yeah.
Simple things.
You want to go through these?
So number 1, follow your heart. If you want to paint or dance or go spin around in the grass, do it. Your heart knows how to heal you if you can restore it beyond the fear settings. So follow that. Number 2, meditate. And I just mean lay back, close your eyes, and go someplace wonderful to dance in the flowers and roll in the grass. If it falls into a nap, so be it. You can run with a puppy in your meditation. Whatever you like, do that. Number 3, think lovely thoughts. You know, whatever's pure, lovely, praiseworthy, and of good report, think on these things. Thinking on the negative does not remove the negative. It just soaks it into your brain. It just makes it more present for you. You don't want to do that. Think on the positive. That actually makes that more present. Number 4, if you have intrusive thoughts, and who doesn't really, turn them into lovely thoughts as you might in a dream. If you have intrusive thoughts about bad people breaking into your room and God knows what, turn them into people you know and love and go hang out with them. Or stand up to them, tell them to leave and watch them go, heads hung down. In other words, if you have intrusive thoughts of someone who comes in and you're afraid of them, actively turn it around so that they are afraid of you. I had a dream where somebody was grabbing my arm, and it was a pleasant dream otherwise, but then somebody was grabbing my arm and I pulled away, and the more I pulled, the tighter they grabbed it. And when I woke up, because it woke me up, it was so startling. And when I woke up, I realized I was grabbing my own wrist with my other hand. And I was like, oh, and the more I pulled, the more I grabbed. And it just showed me that our thoughts are very leadable. Like we can lead our thoughts where we want to go. And so you can turn it around and turn it around on the whatever it is you're afraid of, turn it into something good. Your mind doesn't know the difference between what's real or whatever. Not that the first thing was real, but what you've just kind of quote made up. And so make up good things. That's good for your mind and your body and your heart. The opposite of stress.
Yeah. And you may not have
positive feelings.
And you may not have as much control as you would like over the thoughts that come into your mind, but you do have more control than you think or than you know about what happens at that point, what you do
exactly.
with that.
In other words, you're saying you can't control them coming in, but you can control what happens in your turf when
exactly
they get there.
Right.
Yeah, turn them around and change them. Okay, number 5. Before bed each night,
Kiss the one you love.
kiss the one you love. Oh,
Sorry, I had to throw that in there. Okay. And that could be a grandchild. It could be just
a partner.
A partner. I know it could
whatever
be,
you like. Your mom. Okay. So before bed at night, and I've started doing this, and it really is lovely. Think of the things you loved that day. What about them did you love? Just soak in that. Soak in like a foot mask to soften your feet. Let this soften your mind and give you joy. It will do that.
One of the books that I read at nighttime to Jules, our grandchild, is Say Goodnight, Ernie from Sesame Street. And one of the pages in there, because they can't get Ernie to go to sleep. He's got to brush his teeth and he's got to put his books away. And one of the things is he's in bed in his snuggy quilt, but eyes are wide open, thinking about all the fun things he's going to do tomorrow.
Oh.
He says, like I'm going to go, play on Betty Lou's swing, and I'm going to Cookie Monster's kitchen, and it's so cute. So that's the kind of the thing we're talking about.
That's another thing too. That is actually another thing.
Yeah, and what's coming up tomorrow? Yeah, I do that a lot. I'll think about that if I'm worrying or wondering about something, I'll pick something and kind of go through it step by step that I'm looking forward to.
In a good way. You're not
in a good way.
Don't plan your day. Don't like, oh gosh, and I've got to make that phone call.
No. But tomorrow's going to be so much fun. I'm going to go see.
Yeah. Think of just the highlights that you enjoy. Okay.
And then go to sleep, Ernie.
Number 6, when you wake in the morning, lie there a few minutes and think about all the good things you will do today. And whatever you anticipate, what you will feel good about from the day, soak in that. It will start you off on a good path. And number 7 is smile. I'm serious about this. It changes you physiologically. It tells you everything is okay. And even if things are rough, even if you've got some real things that are a threat or bothering you or whatever, when you smile at yourself, it is like patting yourself on the back. It's like throwing your arm around your shoulder and saying, hey, it's okay. We'll get through this. It really is. So whether things are great or things are challenging, smile at yourself and be your own best friend, really. That's you're saying, I'm here for you. The world is here for you. You're going to be okay.
That's a very cool, freaky thing. But you said that to me a long time ago, and I noticed when I smile, just no one around, when I smile, I'm happier.
Yes.
I'm just in a better mood.
Yes.
And that's kind of weird that it can be that simple sometimes.
Well, I walk around in the day just randomly saying, I'm so happy. I do. I say that a lot, and I mean it. This is not positive thinking. It's true. And it's also positive thinking, but I wonder if that's kind of the effect of the things I've been doing to that end of smiling and thinking of the good things. I've had a lot of demons to slay, and I'm sure you have, and you can slay them.
Yeah.
Just stand ready. Your sword is your smile, and you're thinking of positive things and all the things we just said.
There's another one of our grandchildren who walks around a lot during the day and says her name and then happy, happy, happy. She's just happy. She's just saying, I'm so happy. And she walks around saying that. And that's what a cool thing. I didn't walk around saying that as a kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's what you can still do that as an adult. Susan, Suki, happy, happy, happy. So, and
Suki is my grandma name.
Yeah. Mine's Papa.
And my alter ego name. Okay.
Mine's still Papa. I guess.
All right.
I have a couple of other things I want to add to this, which is specifically about caring for those you love. Mm-hmm. And again, you can share a lot of this of what Susan just shared with you to those people you love. Encourage them to do that. Maybe you can, as you go on walks, you dance, do that with someone that you love.
Yeah.
But I want to encourage you to kind of take stock of the people in your life who you care for and reach out to those people during this time. Mm-hmm. I think of years ago, we visited Alaska, and they talk about when it's dark up there all day long, the neighbors who don't live necessarily close to each other, they specifically and intentionally reach out to the neighbor saying, how you doing?
Yeah.
Are you okay? I noticed your light wasn't on last night. So be aware, raise your radar, be aware of the lives of those people that you love and you care about, and reach out to them, check in with them.
We heard somebody describing that who talked about Alaska, and it gives me tears and chills, but he said, every morning when I'm making my coffee, I'll look out at the neighbor that could be, however far away, and I see the smoke coming out of their chimney, and I know they're okay. Yeah. Because if it's not, you better go check on them.
Yeah.
It's just
so check in with your community.
That's one way you love each other.
That's right. And as you do that, I would say probably it's a time as people are going through a lot of feelings and a lot of emotions right now, again, in times like these. And I'm the first one to need to do this, is I need to listen more and listen more and just listen and really hear people and not have to have the answers. Just listen and be patient with people as they share with you. Just that fact alone that you're listening is often enough.
Yeah.
There was a thing about people who are truly heard. It's a very similar emotion to feeling loved when you feel truly heard.
Yeah.
And then stay.
what else is love but really seeing, hearing, valuing, respecting, and helping.
Yeah. And then stay in community, beloved. Stay in community.
Yeah. Don't
be alone in times like these. You're not. Stay in community. Reach out. Stay plugged in. So yeah. So love yourself. Love those around you. You deserve nothing less than that. Mm-hmm. And we are honored to go on this journey with you. We hope you enjoy listening to these top podcast episodes of all time over the next couple of months. And we will be back with you again with new episodes after Thanksgiving. We certainly give thanks for you.
Yes.
And for you spending this time with us each week. We do not take that for granted. Mm-hmm. I promise you. Mm-hmm. We don't take that for granted.
Yeah.
We love you. We love you. We love you. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Would it be okay if I were to tell you that I am afraid someday? So I call you up and you call me down. Would it be okay?
You've been listening to the FreedHearts podcast. We have extensive resources and vibrant, inclusive community for you at freedhearts.org. Please just come say hello. If you have questions, comments, or suggestions for the podcast, just email us at podcast@freedhearts.org. Audio engineering is provided by Luke Johnson. The music is provided by our daughter, Hannah Cottrell, who is Grammy nominated. You can find out more about her and her music at hannahcottrell.com. Please share, subscribe, and follow on your favorite platform, and support us if you can. Thanks for listening.